This is Tuesday, October 6, 2020, meeting of the Berlin Board of Health. As a preliminary matter, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. My name's Paul McKelk, Chairman of the Board of Health. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me prior to me calling the meeting to order. Board of Health meeting, Sue Rivera.
Here.
Bob Wheeler.
Here.
Bill Brookings from the Neshoba.
Present.
Leanne Leahy is our wing person making this all happen.
Here.
And people that are in attendance, we will announce them as they come on board to state whatever it is their business is. With a quorum of the Board of Health present, I call this meeting to order at, I guess, 7:01 on October 6, 2020. This open meeting of the Berlin Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. Specific information and general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with a right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Berlin website at www.townofberlin.com. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely, provided reasonable public access is afforded, so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. While no in-person attendance of members of the public is permitted, every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. The standard public comment portion of this meeting will accommodate limited public comment. For this meeting, the Berlin Board of Health is convening using the Zoom platform as posted on the agenda, identifying how the public may join. The public is encouraged to follow along during this meeting using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Supporting materials that are available this evening to members of the board can be made available to the public by request. Some ground rules. We're now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do this, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to assure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will invite each board member by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Board members and speakers on the agenda, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversation with each other, please do so through me, taking care to identify yourself. public comment portion of the agenda. To the extent that our technical capability allows, public comment will be permitted during the public comment portion of this meeting as follows. Attendees' phones and other devices will be muted unless and until they raise their hand and are recognized by me to speak. I ask each member of the public who wishes to speak to identify their name, and I will afford each speaker time to ask a question or make a brief comment. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. With that, we will turn to the first item on the agenda and scheduled variance hearing for Highland Street.
Yeah, this is a new lot. It needs variance to distances and out of season testing. We would normally schedule this 2 meetings out, but that falls on November 3rd, which I think we've been advised not to have a meeting that night.
That's correct.
So I've spoken to the engineer, and November 17th will work. So we just, I assume, a 7:30 time, and I'll post that hearing if that works for the board.
Do we have a street address or anything on that, Bill?
It's lot 2. I don't know if you're familiar with, it's a newer home across from where Randall Road comes on to Highland. If you come up Randall to Highland, it would be diagonally to your right. New home sits in the field. This
Big
is
yellow house?
Yeah, this is the second lot that was created back then, but just never developed. This is actually, the homeowner owns that lot also and is building, technically moving right next door, building a new home there. They want a tennis court, so they get plans for that land. So out of season testing and a couple offsets to distances. I've talked to the engineer already about possibly reconfiguring the leach area to avoid those variances. So although we'll be posting a hearing for 4F, 4B, and 3K, a couple of those might go away, might just be out of season.
Okay.
We'll see what he can do by that hearing date. We'll know.
Yeah, the lot's all cleared, Paul.
Yeah,
You can see
Mr.
it.
Wheeler's been working up there, yeah.
Okay.
So does that work, November 17th at
17th,
7:30?
7:30.
Okay, I'll draft that hearing notice.
64 Banner Road, proposed sewage ejector pump.
We're gonna have to find out if there's anyone in attendance for this topic.
That might be the Keith.
Yeah, I show a Keith. Yep, Keith just raised his hand. Would you like me to promote him or just unmute him?
Promote him.
Okay, and also Sean Fitzgibbons just raised his hand, so I'm guessing they're both for Banner.
Okay.
All right, I'll promote them. Okay, they just need to start their video and unmute.
Okay, I see Keith.
Keith.
Keith needs to unmute.
Did that work?
Yep, there you go.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Keith, you want me to maybe talk to the board about what's happening and you can fill in the blanks?
Yes, please.
64 Banner Road, I guess it's a large warehouse type building. Building permit pulled a while back to create 4 areas with very few employees. I think the system is designed for 12. So this is a situation where we've got an area that needs a bathroom for an employee, but bathroom can't access septic system by gravity. So they're proposing a sewage ejector pump, which again, Title V currently requires a 1,500 gallon minimum size tank. This tank has been determined to be an 1100. So I did a site visit, and they've begun work as allowed, but they're wondering if they can continue working and upgrade the tank. Given a window of time to upgrade the tank to a 1500.
And okay, Keith, what are you, when you talk a window of time, what are you looking for?
I guess that would be up to you, gentlemen. I guess most importantly would be giving this one new tenant the facilities to use and obviously allow us to continue with construction, while at the same time I get an engineer started on proper measurements of the tank and assessing the existing system.
Well, we're approaching cold weather, and that may or may not inhibit outside work. I'm just pointing that out as a potential factor here in terms of thinking about what kind of time frame you're looking for. Do you have the tenant in place?
The tenant is currently already moved in. There'll be no more than 1 or 2, not even occupied a full 8 hours a day. So probably very little usage. In speaking with Bill, I understand that this new code, we obviously don't want the septic system to fail due to this pump system. So I don't know if there's anything, hey, pump the tank once during the winter, no later than after the frost in the spring, you get this installed. Whatever you gentlemen and ladies think is appropriate.
I guess I'm not clear on something here. Do you have this injector pump already installed going to the existing tank?
The bathrooms are under construction right now. So it has not been hooked up yet. It's not functional yet because we're still in the building process.
So what's this tenant doing then for facilities?
He's still in the process of moving in. So currently he doesn't have any facilities, but he's only been there a couple hours a day here and there during their move-in process. So that was the biggest request of asking for an extension on this was, we're able to proceed with work. Once we get to the finish stage, can we turn it on, provide facilities for him while we get price quotes and plan on putting a tank in?
Bill, have you received information on what type of ejector pump and so forth?
Well, I'll get it in print, but during the site visit, it's it's quite common. It's the Liberty LE51, I think it is, in a 380 housing. So it's a solids handling pump. It's a non-grinder.
Okay.
But again, Keith not knowing what his future tenants may be, a 2-compartment tank would probably be wise. And he could potentially be doing a whole new system depending on what type of tenants he's looking at in the future. So, tank upgrade is a minimum and potentially more work as needed.
Okay. But
Bobby,
is minimum use though, even now, Keith, and before was minimum, so right? And since you've been there?
Yes, the system is written up and designed for 12 employees.
Yeah.
Currently, with our space and the existing, I think we have a total count of 8.
Sure.
And that would only be Monday through Friday at the most.
And you've never had an issue with the system so far, correct?
No, and I've had it pumped 3 times since being the new owner of the building. Once was just recently last week in order to determine the accurate tank size,
Mm-hmm.
which Lakeside Sewage did for us.
Yeah. And things look good even then, right?
Yeah,
Or-
everything
I
seems to
can't
be
say
flowing
right.
fine. It passed Title V, 2 years ago at this point.
Uh-huh.
we should be in good shape.
So it would just be the pump itself with not a lot more until they make plans, right, Billy? Not a lot more going into it. But you know, there wouldn't be a lot more employees going into it or anything like that, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The employee count will stay at around or under 8 currently.
Okay. Thank you.
So what you're asking or proposing is to be able to go ahead, and correct me if I'm misunderstanding this, to go ahead and put in this pump with the existing system while you get your estimates on a proper tank replacement. Is that correct?
That would be correct, sir. Again,
Okay.
importantly,
Okay.
looking at future tenants and I guess kind of engineering the system, whether it's an entire new system or backing our way into it with just a tank replacement of adequate size.
Okay. Well, my thoughts are, being the time of year, we have no idea what the winter will bring. And if we can talk about that, your system is monitored over the winter, I could entertain a 6-month window for you to get the proper system online. Can I get any feedback from other board members and or Bill?
That'll put us in March.
Yeah,
Or I thought it meant April, but okay, maybe March. March may be a little soon.
right.
Weather-wise, we don't know.
I
Bobby?
think April would be reasonable.
Well, April would be good, but we're still in testing season. I wonder if we just go 10 or 12, and then if he pumps it, he lets us know with monitoring. 12 months would be
10 or 12 what?
12 months would be the limit until he, you know, hopefully he has everything figured out by then. But if that's, you know, with him pumping it, no issue.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with going 12 months. I could certainly go to the end of April, and
That would get him.
if there are issues, they can come before the board, but I'd like to put a stake in the ground right now so that they have a goal.
Okay.
12 months is an awfully open window.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but
No.
in the Board of Health, I think we need to, you know, have a fence around this thing.
Sure. Well, it's not failed anyway at any point.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
But
There are requirements when there's a pump system involved, and those should be adhered to.
oh, certainly. I just didn't know if he was going to do spring testing, if they were going to expand or anything like that. Would that give them time to do their spring testing, Bill?
Yeah, well,
And,
you know, we're doing modeling, so the spring testing isn't such
as important.
a
yes.
big thing, Bobby, you know?
No, I agree.
Bill,
No,
any
whatever
comment
you
on
guys
that?
Uh, no, I think if Keith ends up looking at a new system, you know, that's a whole another process. You know, the
Absolutely.
tank upgrade is going to happen either way.
Right.
So I think end of April seems reasonable as long as Keith feels that's adequate. And you know, did pass Title V 2 years ago, and he's offering to you know, maybe pump the tank prior to winter time. Just to make sure there's no issues through the winter.
Yeah, we're not looking at any potential failure or anything here, but we're looking for an upgrade so that the regs are met properly. And you know, I'm comfortable certainly going to the end of April with a window, and you know, it's a free country. If they come back with substantial issues, they can reapproach the board. It's not like we're going to shut the doors, but we like to have a date with a goal for you. We'd be remiss if we did not.
Sounds fair.
Is that something, Keith, that you think you can live with and agree to right now?
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Essentially, I'm going to start the process of getting price quotes, looking who's going to do the
Right.
system, and speaking with an engineer. And at least we have a deadline at this point, so.
Yeah, I think a deadline's important, and springtime, a lot of contractors are a little hungrier, and if you get all your ducks lined up over the winter, it could go fairly smoothly for you. But
The idea of, if I'm going to end up doing a new system, we can come back to the board and say, hey, we're going to do a new system. Can I have one more month or something like that?
absolutely, I mean, we're not, we're flexible as long as people are willing to work with us within the confines of the regulations.
Yep.
So right now, we'll go for the end of April, okay? And good luck with your homework and progress with your tenants.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
All right.
All right, have a good night.
You as well.
Okay.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, sorry
Yeah,
I'm
hi,
late.
Donna.
Had computer issues.
All right.
Well, I can see the bottom of your nose and your mouth, so, we know you're there.
So, yeah, no, I couldn't get the other computer to work, so I had to run back to my laptop, and then go through and find the Zoom and then plug in all the codes, and then I'm here. So
There
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
I missed the beginning with Keith. So,
You didn't-
Okay, I took notes.
okay, so I got partial Keith and then end of April, so we'll have to go over the notes
Yeah,
then.
Sue can catch up with that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just couldn't
It's
get the
okay.
password to work, so.
No problem.
Technology's a wonderful thing occasionally.
Yeah, kinda.
104 Crosby Road is next on the agenda.
Okay,
Yeah, that's an update. We did receive the installers as built from Steve Cardozo. So I've emailed the building inspector to proceed with issuing occupancy, and I'm drafting up the certificate of compliance for the septic system because that was the last document we needed.
Terrific.
Hallelujah.
The wheels are turning slowly.
Have we gone a full year on that one? Probably pretty close to it.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
29 Linden Street, the well variance.
Yes, I think everyone's aware that a new well went in next door to the municipal building. This morning, Mike Sawyer did drop off a variance request letter to Regulation 4.11, which is the well offsets. Approximately 9 feet to the property line of the municipal building versus the 50 that's required. 28 feet to the front edge of pavement, which again 50 is required, and 63 feet to the existing leaching bed in the rear of the yard. So at least we're getting greater than 50. The well that was in place was less than 50, so that's a good offset to increase. So he's requesting that variance for those 3 offset reductions.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah, it was a no water situation. So again, we treated it as an emergency. We allowed him to move forward with getting the new well in and then following up with the variance request.
Do I hear a motion on this one?
I would like to make a motion to approve the requested well variances.
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right.
Paul, aye. It's unanimous. The variances are granted for 29 Linden. Okay, 240 Central Street, proposed use.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that email. I think I forwarded it. There's a, let me just make sure I get that right. I guess it's like a physical therapy and rehabilitation service for dogs.
Okay.
Proposed at the the existing Berlin Animal Hospital.
Someone wants to rent some space from the Berlin Animal Hospital. They want to bring in a doggy spa, which consists of a tank and with a treadmill in the bottom of it. So
Mhm.
think of like a hot tub with a treadmill in the bottom of it for dogs.
Yep.
And the wastewater goes into a special tank, so nothing is going in the septic. And I gave the whole thing to Eloise because they were requesting business licenses.
Yeah, so the proposed use doesn't look like an issue, but again, each time this address comes up, it's our chance to ask for things that we asked for in our letter way back in 2016, because we haven't been receiving, the water meter readings. We've asked for receipts every time the holding tank is pumped.
Verification of waste removal.
Waste removal, yep. So I will reach out to the engineer who's been my contact for this project and give him a heads up. Last time we asked for this information, we got it immediately. So I'll do it again.
All right. So Sue, this is somebody that wants to rent space from the existing owners to provide this service. Is that what you said?
Correct. That's the way
Okay.
I read the form, and that's the way I read it.
Okay.
Yes, Bob.
Do they recycle the water, Sue? Or the idea it doesn't go, or they just water with it, or what?
The email says it goes into a storage tank, so I don't know if they're either reusing it or it's going into the holding tank that serves the drains in the wash area. So there's a holding tank there to accept non-sewage waste. So it may go into that tank. We can
Okay.
clarify that though.
Sure. All right. Nope. Thank you.
Okay, we can probably squeeze in 16 Bellevue Road extension request.
Yeah, that's an issue where we had issued an order to correct. Did not happen in the 30 days we had given. Police chief also issued an order with, again, not happening within the time frame, but we did receive a letter from an attorney asking for more time, kind of open-ended, no specific time frame given. So we're in the process of requesting a site visit with the attorney, police chief, Paul, myself, Montechusett Nursing, to kind of get on site and see what the plan is for the future there at that property.
Has the attorney returned any calls this week to you, Bill?
Left a voicemail this morning and haven't heard back. I did leave my cell number, so she can contact me directly. Last time she did call me on my cell. I'll call pretty much each day until we get an answer.
Okay, if you think it serves any purpose, I'd be happy to put a call into her too, but
it wouldn't hurt.
okay, all right.
Might catch her at her desk where I didn't.
I'd be happy to do that because a couple of cars have been added to that collection since that letter went out.
Have you, do you have that email with the attorney's letter with the numbers? If not, I can get it to you.
I think I do,
forwarded
but
one.
I'll touch bases with you tomorrow if I
Okay.
need it.
Yep.
All right. Well, proposed wetland bylaw, I printed it out. I have not read it yet. That's kind of heavy reading. And I wish Concom would only try and change one or two things at a time rather than a wholesale change, because it reminds me of how the political world works with bills, and they just add on all kinds of stuff, and it's a little bit of a mind cramp figuring out what was presented before and what they're trying to do now. And I have some concern that they, with their bylaws, they're almost trying to do zoning things. maybe inappropriate terminology or phraseology, but there's a history with this bylaw thing, so.
How about we invite them to a meeting so they can do a presentation? I tried reading it. It's way above my head.
Yeah. I think, you know what, I'm gonna draft a letter, Sue, asking them specifics in terms of identifying what the specific changes are. I don't want to regurgitate the whole bylaw thing, but specifically what's different, what are they requesting that's different in this as opposed to what exists now? I think it would be, you know, I'm just trying to simplify things for at least my brain. You know,
That's a good idea, Paul.
you know, just there's too much legalese, and
Mhm.
you know, the Board of Health doesn't have an attorney on staff, so
Yeah.
we barely have a staff. Sorry, Donna. I mean, you know,
Talking about us.
you're a staff of one for a few hours a week.
Yeah.
We could use
that's
a lot
true.
more of you. Good.
Yes, that's true.
We're gonna
You have
work
any
on that. We're gonna work on that.
Okay.
We got 1 minute before 7:30 according to my watch. Anything?
I have 7:32 as the official
Uh-oh.
time.
Oh, I've got 7:32.
God has spoken. I mean, Leanne has spoken.
I will promote Neil and Liz.
Please do.
Okay.
I see Neil.
There's
But-
Neil and there's Liz.
but he has
Neil
a
needs to
microphone.
unmute.
Hi all.
Hello.
I live.
Did everybody get a chance to take a look at what I sent by email yesterday?
I have not.
I have.
Well, we went back out and did some testing on September 25th and basically redesigned the lot one. And put the leach field behind the house, pulled the house forward, and we're able to maintain almost all local requirements, with the exception of the edge of the excavation area between the primary and reserve is 3 feet. The separation between the trenches themselves is 13.
Yep.
Title 5 requires 10 there. And I know you don't care about Title 5, but I just have to mention it. Then what we couldn't change is that we've tested soils out of season. And the other one that I couldn't alter was the well is 20 feet from lot 2 property line. But it does maintain 50 from heirs.
And what about, is the crack cart distance an issue, or has that gone away?
Gone away.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's a good thing.
Yep.
Bill, have you really had a chance to look at these plans? I mean,
Only
I will admit, I received them, but I have a trouble with these 8.5 by 11 diagrams. They don't compute very well for me.
Nope, I think Liz's email indicated hard copies are en route, obviously.
Right, I saw that, which is great.
So, you know, what I see here in the variance letter and the revised plan looks like they've eliminated the well offset variance, which I think was the biggest issue there.
It was.
The catch basin offsets have been eliminated apparently also. So the list has gotten much shorter on lot 1.
Great.
Again, have to review those plans once we get the 20 scale.
So pretty much all went away except for like 2 feet, right, Billy? Or just, that's it?
What's that?
Pretty much everything went away except for like a couple feet on a well and,
Well, the well offset to the lot 2 property line, that was similar to last request. Again, the biggie was eliminating the offset to the well on the abutting property.
exactly.
That's where our major concern was.
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Sue.
can we do a tentative approval based on Bill receiving the drawings, the big drawings?
The hard copies.
Yeah, or we bump this to 10:20 at 7:30. Because again, I have not looked at those 20 scales yet, haven't received them yet.
Well, I certainly would desire that Bill looks at the full scale hard copies to give us his input. Pushing it out to 10:20. I mean, we've been dealing with this for a while.
I mean, Paul, can I say something?
Please do, Neil. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, even if you got big full copies, the plan's not gonna change, Paul. I realize you haven't got the full copies and I get it. You know, with bigger copies, it's easier to read than than having a, you know, a scope looking at this thing, you know?
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking, Neil, is I don't want to push this out to the 20th of next month. You guys have been patient. You've been working with us. I'm thinking of, because of the election, we can't meet on Tuesday the 3rd. I wanted to confer with Bill and my board members about scheduling an off-date meeting, maybe that first week in November, if that gives you adequate time.
Well, I was actually
Wait a
talking
minute, the 20, are you talking the 20th of this month? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yep. Plans, I could certainly have them reviewed by that meeting. Yep.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I certainly don't want to push it out into next month. If you can have it reviewed by the 20th, I'm good with that. It's just dotting the i's and crossing the t's, Neil. I'm sorry that that's the way it is, but that's the way we need to do it.
I know, I get it. Well, I'm exhausting every possibility, Liz and I, and we're trying our best.
You have been, and I
You know
want
what
to
I mean?
I want to acknowledge that you guys have
More than
worked diligently.
gentle about this, and so haven't you guys, but I mean, you know, I think there should be no reason. Before it was 150 feet, we have that, you know? And I still haven't got an answer on lot 2 yet either.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, we held back just to give you guys give Liz the freedom if something had to give.
Right, I understand that, yeah.
Other than that was the only reason, because
Right.
if I'm correct, we were okay with lot 2.
Right,
And
no, you were in the beginning, that's right, yeah, you're right.
And the new plan does not create any more encroachment on
okay.
lot 2.
Good job, Liz.
Bill, do you think we're in a position to move ahead with lot 2
Tough
from
to
your
say without,
perspective?
without looking at that 20 scale on 1, I can't really comment on that.
Okay, fair enough. I
I don't know
understand.
if these extra 2 weeks are really an issue with Neil. He needs to let us know that, but if not, we could take care of 1 and 2 at that meeting.
I mean, what's the difference between a week or 2 weeks? It's already been a couple months.
Yeah, it has. Yes,
You
it
know what
has.
I mean? I mean, I don't hate to drive you guys crazy, but it's driving me crazy too.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I'm not speaking for Liz, but I'm sure she had a few hairs in her head rise up too.
I
Yeah.
can see.
Honestly,
Well, I guess my only,
What's that, Sue?
I said, as long as she wasn't pulling her hair out.
Well, Liz has a lot of hair and so don't I. So I think
Yeah, you
we
guys
can
are
afford
both,
to lose a little.
you're both blessed in that area.
yeah, that's okay. It's all good. As long as everybody's healthy, that's the most important thing.
That's right.
What I propose is that, I'm assuming that Bill's not gonna find any issues with the new plan. And on the 20th, we can just put this all to bed once and for all. And everybody goes home at some degree of contentness or happiness.
Yeah, actually, we found better material there too.
Good.
Nice.
A lot better material. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are you thanking us for that? No, I'm
Oh, no,
kidding. I'm kidding. Neil.
Actually, I am going to thank you because
I'm just kidding.
it's going to cost me less.
I mean, all you have there is gravel pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is better gravel here.
Oh, good,
Nice.
good.
Bill would know. He saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always nice when something turns a little better.
Goes a
Well,
little
you
nice.
know, how should I say, a little bit of icing on the cake is sometimes good,
Yes.
you know? Yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate your and Liz's perseverance on this, and I know Liz has put in a lot of hard work, and you've pulled a few hairs, I'm sure yourself, Neil, but
Yeah.
we're just about at the end of it, so.
Okay, good. All
All
right.
right.
Well,
Can I just ask, Bill, if you, when you review, if you can try to not put any pressure on you, but if, in case I have a mistake or something that I need to correct before the next meeting, just give me enough days to
pull that off.
I'll do my best. I often work meeting to meeting, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Okay.
all right.
All
And
right.
if minor revisions are needed, oftentimes, the board will approve the permits, and I just hold them until those revisions are addressed. So at least
Okay. All right.
waiting for another meeting.
All right. I need a motion to continue this one last time, please.
I'll make the motion to continue this hearing to October 20th at 7:30 PM.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right.
Paul, I continue to the 20th of October.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Good night,
Okay. Have a nice night.
you too.
What else do we have?
Beyond that, we have 3 Title V inspections. I'll go a little bit out of order. 100 Crosby Road is a pass. That's straightforward. 76 Allen Road is a failure, so we'll issue our standard 2 years to upgrade letter. We've already done the soil testing out there, so they'll be moving forward there with a plan and permit. 20 Walnut is the report that bears discussion tonight. The report indicates that the well is actually less than 50 feet from the septic system, which is really a minimum we try to hold.
That the one that's 47 feet?
47 feet. So again, I'm looking at the report, and the system has a septic tank and SAS within 50 feet of a private well. And what the report says is the system will fail unless the Board of Health determines that the system is functioning in a manner that protects public health, safety, and the environment.
So usually we rely on the well quality test to determine that. And the test that's attached to the report indicates zero coliform and indicates ammonia and nitrogen totaled up at 0.5. So 5 or more is the trigger. So this is 0.5. So, the water looks okay. The owner has offered to do another water test with me drawing the sample just to confirm what they've already got, but is asking for the board to respect that existing situation with this Title V.
I need you to repeat something in
Yep.
case I heard it wrong. Something about the system will fail, what?
Yes, if the board doesn't determine that the system is operating in a manner that does not threaten public health, safety, and the environment, then this is a failure criteria unless the board determines that the system is working properly. And again, the water test is usually used to determine that.
Oh, I see.
Right.
All right.
If it's between 50 and 100, it's really straightforward. With a proper water test, that would be a pass. When it's less than 50, it needs the board to take that action to respect that as an existing situation.
The system passes fine though, right, Billy, the septic?
Except for that under 50 offset, which again, 47 feet, yes, everything else looked good.
That's pre-existing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an existing.
I have no,
3 feet, when it comes to, if we have good water quality, you really rolling the dice to drill a new well to meet that 50-foot offset. I mean,
Yep.
say you move it 4 feet, 50 to 51 feet.
Right.
I personally, I'm good with what exists because the water quality states that things are working fine.
Correct.
Board members, any, agree, disagree?
I agree that there's no failure in the system at all and everything's up to snuff. There's no reason, to hold that back, I don't think at all.
Do we have any idea how deep that well is, Bill?
I do not. Mike might know. It is a drilled well, though. That makes a
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
And obviously, if and when a system ever had to be replaced, we would be able to, get that 50 feet or more.
Right.
What would you recommend, Billy? Would you want to do a test on it or just the
No.
test?
The owner has offered that, so I say we take him up on it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm fine with.
Because his existing water test was with a different lab, so we'll get one done through Bill. And if the quality comes back confirmed again, then I think we're okay with this.
Yep. I
My
agree.
personal feelings.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
With it.
Is that a variance we vote on, Paul, or just?
It's just reflected in the minutes that the board accepts the report and the water quality test.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
And that was 20 Walnut Street.
And the first Title V was 100 what? What address?
100 Crosby.
Crosby, that's right.
Yep. I think that's one of those newer homes on that common drive.
And that was a pass.
That was a clean pass. Yep.
Oh, is that because that house is up for sale? Is that why they did
Must
the Title
be.
V?
Must be. Yeah. it
Yeah.
was-
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was wondering.
Because there is one up for sale.
Yep.
Reasonably, probably, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It scared the heck out of us.
You have anything else, Bill?
I do not. I don't want to jinx it, but mass complaints, at least in Berlin, have been quiet. I can't say that's the case in my other towns, but
Okay, I'm just going to pass on one piece of information that I found out today from Montechusett Elder Affairs. If we're ever faced with having to put somebody out of their house because of, well, let's just say bad living conditions, they have no housing options available. So that means any situation like that, if the person has funds, then they're going to be looking at a hotel or something, or looking at family for putting them up. And that was something I've had a couple conversations with Montechusett Elder Affairs, and it occurred to me Friday that that was one question I hadn't asked, and they got back to me today to clarify that. They have no funds, no program for putting people up. Hopefully we don't run into that situation, but I think it's a valuable piece of knowledge to keep in the back of our minds.
Mhm.
And other than that, I have nothing. Yes, Sue.
I just want to remind everybody that we have our emergency dispensing site drill scheduled for 12 p.m. on October 28th at the Berlin Memorial School. Nobody has an excuse to not attend.
I have it on my calendar to sleep in that day, but
Yeah, what date does that fall on, Sue?
A
28th?
Wednesday.
A Wednesday? Oh, good.
Paul, I will come over and jump on your bed just to make sure that you're up. How's that?
What time?
I am
What time?
actually in the process of changing all the locks on my door. So as
time is that,
luck would
Sue?
have it, you know,
What do you want, Bob?
What time was it, Sue?
noon.
12 o'clock. I sent
right.
you an email about it.
Oh, okay. All right. I've been a little busy, been
Reminding
running
you.
around a little bit for my mom. So,
All right, that's all I have at the moment.
Okay, Bill, I'll check my information for phone numbers, and if I need to get updated, I'll get hold of you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Okay. I guess we can call it an evening, folks.
I'll hook up with you sometime tomorrow, Paul,
Please do, Bobby.
with stuff and whatever.
Okay.
All righty.
Leanne, thank you.
Thanks,
You
Leanne.
are welcome.
Thanks,
Hi,
Graham.
Donna.
Have a
Hi.
good night, everyone.
Have you put the boat to bed?
No, it stays in the water. We sail through October, and then my husband needs a couple weeks to winterize, so it comes
Sure.
out right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cool.
We're getting to the end, but
Yeah.
So we'll see you at the office at some point, huh?
yep, in November. I'll be back.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Donna,
Good
thank
night.
you.
Thanks,
Oh,
Donna.
wait,
See ya.
I don't think you voted to adjourn.
Oh, you're right. I need a motion.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Bobby,
I'll second that.
all in favor? We'll roll call. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right.
Paul, I. The meeting is adjourned.